Morning, everybody. Saturday morning, October 8th, 2022. Go ahead, John.
All right, where are we leaving from?
We're leaving from Kingsport, Tennessee.
And we're going to Morristown, Tennessee. A day of about, what, 50-something?
About 57 miles today, correct.
All right. So, I got to clear something up from yesterday. I said 5,250 feet is a mile. Now, I should know that. It's 5,280 feet. 5,280 feet. So, we're now averaging 48.9 miles a day.
Okay.
16 days of riding.
Not bad.
We've done a low of 16. That's the day
Of the hurricane, before the hurricane.
And a high yesterday of 73.1. We've got 783 miles behind us, and we've climbed 38,714 feet. It's still going. We can't see the picture now, but the camera's still going.
Okay.
So
we got the mountains, the big mountains behind us, we're hoping.
So we've gone 7.3 miles climbing in the sky. Mount Everest is 29,032 feet. You should know Joe here. Joe, tell them about your trip to Mount Everest.
I went to Everest Base Camp, I think it was in 2013, with my daughter Kelly. It was a great trip. Everest Base Camp, not the summit, but the base camp. But it was still a great trip.
How high? That was 18,000?
18,500 feet, something like that. Also summited Kilimanjaro with my son Steven and my daughter Kelly and 10 of their friends. That was all about Joe's World, that trip.
Okay, checking out for today. I'll show you where, see here, where we're going. Some mountains. Talk to you later in a little bit.
Hi. We're on the road about 20 minutes. I want to say hello. Oh, there's a car passing. Hold on. We're on a nice road. It's a double yellow, but it's a Saturday. Very few cars. So I want to say hello to my friends and family back home, who have been sending me words of encouragement. So Pam is going to see us next week in Nashville. We should get there Friday, and we're going to take 2 days off. That'll be nice. So hello, Pam. My children, Amelia, Oliver, Theodore, Ollie's wife, Brittany, Amelia's boyfriend, Daniel. Amelia just moved to Washington, D.C. this past Monday. Pam went with her. And hello to all the fellas at work. So I worked in the 2-6 Battalion, who's in quarters with Engine 50 and Ladder 19. It's about 8:30, quarter to 9 now, so I know exactly what everybody's doing there. They're checking the rig, making sure it's ready for the tour, seeing who's working, doing roll call, having some breakfast, talking about anything of interest that we need to know about in the neighborhood. And I worked in the Bronx in the 6th Division. I want to say hi to the big guy. He knows what the big guy is. And all the guys in 71 and 55. Hope you have a good tour. Another thing I know that everybody's doing now, Frank Portelli always used to say this. I always got a kick out of it. We read each other the newspaper at the kitchen table in the morning. One guy be reading a story because he's got the paper, and he'll tell the other guys, get a load of this one, and he'll have some crazy story about some guy crossing the English Channel in a bathtub. Actually, one guy did that once, and a guy on the other side of the table will say, that's nothing, listen to this one. Guy falls out of a plane, forgets to put his parachute on, and lands in a swimming pool. Perfect dive. Walks away. So that's what's going on. And also putting some butter on top of the bagel. No need to cut those bagels, fellas. I'll see you later. I'm back. I have to add, I was in the 26th Battalion, which is a terrific battalion, and there were 4 other companies, also great companies doing the job. 82 and 31. I hope your quarters renovation is moving along. And 73 and 42. Another terrific place. Have a good tour, fellas. Another barn. Another abandoned barn. I saw a barn yesterday. They were drying tobacco in it. You can see all the leaves hanging. We've been on this road over 10 miles, and it keeps weaving through the mountains. Every time we think we're gonna have a climb, it makes a turn and stays flat, or relatively flat. We've only gone up about 200 feet in over 10 miles. Oh, it's been a real delight. I just stopped and took some drone footage of a place we stopped for a snack. All right, I've got some other guys I want to say hello to. So I worked a lot of 152 in with 299 for about 12 years as a captain. Met some terrific guys there. I've been in touch on the trip with Mike Dollard, Lanzo, Jimmy Gallagher, and Billy Fitchett, Herbie. Say hello to all those guys. Mike Haldeman. Mike's brother worked in 152. He was a WTC casualty on the 11th. And when I first got to 152, the first 2 probies who were assigned were Mike Dollard and Tommy Olkers. 10/28/01. So they're both transferred up to the Bronx after a few years. Jimmy Gallagher also. I used to see them regularly up there, which was nice. And Tommy Olkers, who had gotten to ladder 44, he came down with the WTC cancer about 2 years ago. Passed away about 1 year ago, age 48. Terrific guy. I was assigned to 2 other firehouses in my career. As a lieutenant, I was in engine 309 in Brooklyn, right off Flatbush Avenue. They were in quarters with ladder 159, the friendly firehouse. They had a big yellow smiley face on the apparatus door. And then as a new guy, a probie, I was in engine 35. That was in East Harlem. And they were quartered with ladder 14 and battalion 1-2. After about 7 years, I transferred to ladder 1-4. And then about 3 years after that, got promoted to lieutenant. So I started in engine 35, I was 28. One morning, worked the night tour. I'm washing up, I'm in the bathroom. An old timer comes in, looking like Tony Soprano. And his boxer shorts, and his wife beater t-shirt, flip-flops on, comes into the sink, starts brushing his teeth. The thing he was brushing his teeth, they were in his hand. So he's brushing them up nice, and then he looks in the mirror and pops them in. Always remember that. I thought, holy Christ, what have I gotten myself into here? But here now, 37 years later, I'm one of those guys. Time goes fast. There is an abandoned railroad line. Look, the towers. You can still see tracks on top there. How old is that? Old abandoned house right there. See if I can get a picture of that sign. See it, Ollie? I don't know what they sell, but it's named Ollie's.